Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, and good relationships. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to solve communication problems in a relationship. I know that relationship problems can all look different, but there are some key skills and principles that I'm going to share with you today that you can use with any relationship and any relationship problem that you might be having. One of the top reasons that people end up with communication problems in their relationships is because they don't have a shared vision of where they are headed in their relationship in the first place. We oftentimes take relationships for granted, and we forget that we should be a little bit more deliberate in the direction that we are heading together in the relationship. Now, I'm talking love relationship, I'm talking parent-child relationship, I'm talking son-mother-in-law relationship, I'm talking all of the relationships. We have to talk deliberately about what we want out of our relationship and where we're headed in order to actually get close to where we hope to get to. We all have little hopes and dreams inside of what we want our relationship to be like, but without articulating those, without taking deliberate steps toward them, we might not get there. So what can we do to create a deliberate vision in our relationship with someone, especially if we're currently having a relationship problem? Well, you need to pick a time where you are not having a communication problem with the person, and you talk about how grateful for them that you are, and you talk about what your hopes are for the relationship, and see if they will also open up about their hopes for the relationship too, and then say, I think sometimes we don't communicate in a way that really points us toward what we want out of our relationship. Maybe there's some skills or something that we could learn so that we could improve our communication, so that maybe we could end up getting closer to the type of relationship that we hope to have. What do you think? Get them on board with you. In my Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, I teach all about creating vision. That's like the first step in parenting. Getting the family all on board on the same vision of who you're becoming as a group. And each person in a family has a relationship with each other individually. There's a lot of relationships that exist in a family dynamic. So the family needs to see the group relationship going in a certain direction as well. So we've created this picture in our family of who we're becoming, and we are very close now. It was a 20-year vision. We are so close within a couple of years of actually achieving that vision, which I think is amazing. That we are so close, and I see how our children have turned out. I see what has happened to our family culture and how they're constantly wanting to bring other people, friends and other people into our home, into our family, because they love that culture. And it's because we deliberately decided what we wanted our culture to be. In order to solve your communication problems, it's best to create a communication plan based on principles and not preferences or just arbitrary rules. What is a principle? A principle is something that is broad, so it can be applied to things broadly. It's also something that is everlasting. So no matter what, it's rooted in truth. You can't get rid of it. It just applies to everything. So when you are creating communication patterns with a person, use principles that can help you. So there are certain skills that I teach that are actually based upon principles. For instance, there's 4 basic skills that I teach people in their communication. These applies to adults and children. I promise you it's powerful to teach these to children, but you will feel liberation just using them as an adult as well. For instance, there's following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. So let's just talk about one of those. Let's talk about accepting no answers. There are 4 steps to accepting a no answer. You look at the person or the situation, you keep a calm face, voice, and body. You say, okay, meaning, okay, this is what happened, or you disagree appropriately, and then you drop the subject. Those are the 4 steps to accepting a no answer or criticism. So when things happen in your relationship, someone tells you no, or someone gives you a criticism, them. Can you look at the situation or the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body about it, say, okay, I can accept that criticism, or disagree appropriately, which is a whole other skill that you need to master, and we're not going to talk about that right now. And then can you drop the subject? Can you drop the subject? So dropping the subject shows that you are choosing to be okay. You're not going to carry that moment with you. You're not going to think prideful thoughts or selfish thoughts about the other person. Instead, you're going to bond to the person, care about the person, even if you couldn't sway the person to your point of view. Now, I know as a parent, sometimes that looks a little bit different, but this is a principle of good communication that is broadly applicable. So how does this skill apply to parenting? Well, use your imagination. A child would need to look at you, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say, okay, or disagree appropriately, and then drop the subject when you give them a no answer or some sort of criticism that you feel like they need. I'm going to talk about some things you can put into your good communication plan, but before I do, click that subscribe button. This whole channel is dedicated to learning how to better solve problems and communicate and strengthen and unite relationships. That's what self-government, which is a principle, is for. So click the link to the subscribe button now so that you can learn more things about how you can apply self-government into the tricky moments of your life. A good plan involves connection. So focus on connection to the other person. Focus on looking at them. See that first step that I talked about in accepting a no answer? Look at the person or the situation. That means make a connection. If you're just thinking about yourself and you won't look at anybody or connect, then they can't connect with you either. This damages your communication. You won't be able to get your points across to each other and you'll stay in a selfish place the whole time. So establish connection. This also means listen to the other person too. Look at them and listen when it's their turn to talk as well. Also, don't take things personally. When somebody doesn't agree with you, they maybe tell you no for something, or you disagree appropriately with them, but they don't really seem to care. Don't take it personally. Don't get emotionally invested in what they think or what they want. Now, as a parent, of course, sometimes, especially if the child is still a minor and we're doing training in our home, then we have to make sure that we help the child learn how to communicate with us in that moment. But if we're working with another adult or a coworker, then we just need to decide not to take it personally. Just go, well, they can think whatever they want. They have their choice. They have their agency. I may not agree with it. I may even notice they're going against principle, but I'm not going to choose to get emotionally bent out of shape over it. This is important. And this helps other people want to talk to us about other things in the future. Be deliberate in your communication. This means communicate the right words. Plan out what you will say. Sometimes when something very delicate needs to be talked about, it requires a little bit of planning. Obviously, heart too. You're going to connect to the people. But make sure that you are taking the time to focus on which words might matter most to them and that they will understand so that they can understand where you're coming from when it's your turn to talk. Be deliberate, non-emotional in your communication. Don't be a selfish communicator by lecturing or talking too much. This can be a problem when you are trying to fix a relationship or improve communication in your relationship. Sometimes we think, I've got to do more. I've got to do more. Not necessarily. Sometimes more can seem a little bit overbearing. If that person isn't ready for more, they will give you cues to that. So less is okay too. Just focus on being comfortable with them, even if you aren't talking at the time. Now, I know if you're extroverted and the person is introverted, this can seem very difficult. But trust me on this, it increases trust in that introverted person if you show them you're okay with a little bit of silence too. Speak with heart and with calmness. Calmness is something that very few people actually have or develop. It's one of the rarest qualities in human life. It is the poise of a great nature in harmony with itself and its ideals. It's absolute confidence and conscious power that's ready to be focused in an instant to meet any crisis. Are you calm? If you are calm, you carry with you a type of confidence and a type of power. And I'm not talking about the fake calm, the stoic calm, like, I'm calm. That's not calm. True calmness means that if everything falls apart around you, you actually are going to see what's happening and plan your next step. You're not going to panic. you're not going to fight it. Instead, you are going to cope and adapt and love and connect through the process no matter what. Calmness is true power, and it's rooted upon principle. If you have calmness in your communication, it will improve your communication like nothing else will. How do you help a person get calm without losing your calmness at the same time? Many people want to know that. Well, I'd like to give you a gift for free that will help you learn how to do that. So I have something called the Calm Parenting Toolkit. And right now, you can click on the link that's directly below this video. It's in the description. It says teachselfgov.com/toolkit. You click on that link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit, you can have the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. It's a course, a mini course, that's a starter for self-government. It will have 10 lessons. It will give you 10 tools that you can use to be a calmer communicator. Sure, it's not everything that I teach with self-government, but it is a great start, and it will help you improve your communication today. Learn how to improve your communication. Take deliberate steps. Click on the link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit now. I'll see you there.